Okay, the time has come to test the new tune that's on my WRX. We've already tested stock. We tested that on my solar orange car. That's now gone. Carvana came and got it. We did the stock car. We ran a best ET of 14.06, best miles an hour of 101.5. We ran the Cobb off-the-shelf 93 tune. Got a best ET of 1364 and a best miles per hour of 103.84. Now I've got the Drunkmann, or maybe it's Drunkmann, I don't really know. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but either way, the off-the-shelf tune, 93 octane. Gonna try that and compare it. I can already tell you, base for base, temperature's been about the same. The Cobb off-the-shelf is hitting like 16.7 psi. This car currently, let's see, will not let me, doors open. 17.6 has been the peak, so up about a pound. So we're gonna go do this Draggy run and we're gonna see what we get. Hoping, man, okay, so I'll just tell you what would make me happy. Probably what would make me happy is a 13.3 at 105.5. I don't see that happening, but maybe it's not impossible. So let's find out. We're gonna take a little trip to my Draggy spot here. What I can say, not knowing what kind of miles per hour and ET we're gonna get, is this tune definitely woke it up. There's no way I won't edit this. It's 100% faster than the Cobb off the shelf. I mean, obviously the peak boost is higher, but that does depend on temperature and stuff like that. But even just seat of the pants, on ramp, whatever, definitely a quicker car. And it seems to have more power down low. That's the big thing I noticed with the stock tune in these cars, is they perform a lot like a naturally aspirated engine. It doesn't have that torque punch at 25, 28, 3,000 RPM like a lot of turbo cars, like my Focus ST had, like my Ford Ranger had, any of my EcoBoost stuff. Most of my modern turbo cars have been EcoBoost. Stock, these really perform and feel like a naturally aspirated car. This seems to kind of take that away and add that low RPM spool and that punchiness, and like that spool up and then flat torque curve of a lot of turbocharged engines, which in town driving really makes this thing feel punchy. I love it. I mean, I really love it. I hope it holds up. I hope it doesn't grenade. That's a fear I think we all have when we tune a car. But that said, it feels pretty stable, and I don't beat on this car a lot. You can see me right now. I mean, I drive it pretty conservatively. It's my daily driver. My hobby car, this is actually eclipsed that. This is much faster than my hobby car, which is an 87 Corvette Z52 package. Still a fun car to drive or whatever, but it's just a 350 tune port automatic. It's ran a best of 14.06 at 97.5, which for 1987 was great. But I don't know, this was stock pretty close to that. More miles per hour, but the other car had the same ET. Now this is noticeably quicker, where I'm like, wow. I mean, oh yeah, I forgot the bonus of this too. You get a red line bump. So 6,500 RPM red line. Stock, I think, was 61. So I think I'm gonna be able to hit 60 in second gear, which might take a little bit off my 0 to 60 time. My best with a 1 foot rollout so far was a 5.3, which isn't great, but I mean, I wasn't going hard. So here we go. Get ready for some Draggy times. All right, it's time for the Drunkmann 93 octane off the shelf tune Draggy run in my 2022 WRX. Nothing else done to this car stock other than the tune, and I'm going for it. So I am hoping for a 13.3 at 105.5. Let's find out. Hit the limiter. Oops. $13.25. 13.3 was the goal. We got it, and I hit the limiter, I don't know, probably in 2 gears, like a clown. I can't wait to see this miles per hour. So I'm going to review this. We're going to come back around, and I think we're going to do another run. So we'll be right back with maybe some better times, maybe some slower times. We'll see. Okay, so I took a look at the Draggy data. 1325 at 105.65. So pretty much guessed it. I was looking for 13.3 at 105 plus. Got it. Awesome. Big news there with 1 foot rollout, 0 to 60, 4.85. So that's beating the best by a good margin. The best previously was 5.3, 4.85, and again, Cobb off the shelf, 1364 at 103.84. Drunkmann 93 off the shelf, 1325 at 105. I don't know, 4.6 maybe. I don't know. No pro here. We're gonna do one more run just for fun because I'm curious. Okay, here's our second run. Drunkmann 93 OTS on the stock 2022 WRX. Previous best 0 to 60 with 1 foot rollout, 4.85. ET 1325 at 105.6 or so. Let's try this here and see what we got. Try not to hit the rev limiter. Okay, 13.15. We beat it. We beat it. I will go over this data when I get back to the house because I'm driving like a degenerate. Luckily, I'm in Mexico. It's a little trip back home. When I get back, we'll recap. Okay, so I've got all the numbers here. I'm pretty impressed. We're going to go through stock, Cobb off the shelf 93, Drunkmann off the shelf 93. 0 to 60, stock best 5.77, Cobb best 5.3, Drunkmann best 4.75. That's with 1 foot rollout. It's the standard that all automotive journalism authorities use today. So I'm going to use it. Plus, it's the lowest number and it just sounds cool. But it is. I mean, it is the real number. So that's 0 to 60. So we went from stock to Drunkmann 5.77 to 4.75. A whole second. No way around it. A whole second. 0 to 60. Wow. For 725 for the access board and 150 for the tune, there's not much you can do in that investment range to give you that kind of power gain. It's crazy. Going into the quarter mile, starting with stock, best ET 14.06, best miles per hour 100.59. So that's our baseline, 1406 at 100.59. Maybe I could have done better if I went harder, but I didn't go crazy on any of these runs. So 1406, Cobb, best ET 13.64, best miles per hour 103.84. Drunkmann, best ET 13.15, best miles per hour 105.88. The second best run was 13.25 at 105.65. I will say the 13.15 run was invalid. I was going down a 1.07 degree slope. 1 is the max. But the 13.25 at 105.65 was a half degree slope. That one was valid. It's neither here nor there. At 1.07 degree, it's pretty close. If you want to split the difference, call it a 13.2. Either way, shaving about a full second off the quarter mile and giving 5.5 miles an hour or so. I attribute a lot of that to the turbo spools up a lot quicker. There's a lot more torque across the range. It's, you know, like I said earlier, this thing performs like a naturally aspirated car in stock too. This really gives it that turbo punch down low and carries it through the entire power band. It's crazy. This is as quick as, I know 13.15 isn't crazy, but compared to like some notable cars I've had in the past, 96 LT4 Corvette, that ran around a 13.05. And that was world class in 96. I had a Kia Stinger GT1 that ran 13 flat at 107. That had 365 horsepower. And it had all-wheel drive with an automatic, so it was way easier to launch. This thing's tricky. It's tricky to shift as well. My shifts are pretty slow. I'll put the Draggy reports in the end of the video. Either way, that's the Drunkmann results. Holy crap, in my opinion, for the money, paying for your buck. Wow. I mean, wow. I can't imagine what this thing would do with a top mount, an intake, catback, exhaust mods, and an actual Pro Tune. This platform's crazy. This is bang for your buck. This car at invoice for $28,609. Yeah, it's impressive. Either way, enjoy, have fun, and I'll keep you updated when I do more stuff. I guess we'll see what we can do.